Because the tough guys inside me, the parts of me that felt and acted tough in the torture, were initially often deliberately created by our cult abusers and forced to take on specific roles and jobs. Like they were taught to not cry and not flinch and not scream during torture, and they were repeatedly taught this through torture and mind control so that they would not react, and were taught to, as much as they could, close their heart, which could not be completely because they were created out of me, out of us, and we care so much. Because they taught us that, and they also intentionally taught the tough guys to be cruel to me and to others inside, to put us down, or to have very specific jobs inside to hurt us in some way. Those folks inside me, those tough guys, learned those roles to keep us alive, to keep us from getting more tortured and more mind control used against us. So they were actually to protect me and others inside, the more vulnerable folks. But because they were taught all that, they learned to be hard and cruel and mean to those of us inside. But they were still protective because they were still trying to keep us alive and keep us from having less torture and less mind control. And they still felt protective of other kids and teens and victims. And some of them still felt protective of us. But over time, with therapy, they have become much more protective and gentler and more connected to, yes, we want to be safe and to live and to have everyone inside be safe and live. And therapy has helped so much, talking to them specifically and working things out and writing things out and drawing things out. And I've learned to work with them and them with me, and they are no longer harsh and mean and cruel, or not most of them. Some of them still repeat old messages or old programming, but a lot of them now work with me inside and others inside to try and be protective in a gentler way and to not hurt us inside. But they are still so proud of not flinching and not crying and not reacting to torture and pain. And sometimes I have to struggle with them to say, we need to pay attention to our body and to pain and to not just push through it. We need to be able to talk to our naturopath or our doctor when something happens, because we shouldn't just be enduring, and because there can be issues that we need to look at. They're so proud of having kept us alive and having less torture by responding in that way. And that was their job and role, to be tough, to not let things show. So I'm still working with them and they with me to slowly, slowly change. But I know that they were created to keep me alive. And if you also have DID and have tougher guys inside, tough guys who feel like they're really hard and cruel to you, it can help over time to talk to them, to listen to them, to find out why they were created, how they were created, to realize that they were created to protect the self and the body and keep everybody alive. And then over time to work with them in changing their job slightly or softening slightly in a way that is still strong, because compassion and empathy are a real strength. And so is being able to feel and being able to care and love. And I hope that helps you too.